feels like maybe he celebrated with them a little because yesterday Biden gave a speech at a car factory and opened with this.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
Wow. Well, let me respond with 2 words. Jesus H. Christ. Biden was then heard criticizing reporters at the White House for shouting questions at him. Questions like, what year is it? And who's the current president? Also, they weren't reporters, they were doctors.
Guys, I gotta tell you, I think that we have solved the puzzle, okay? You know, in my comment section, you know, anytime I do a video about polls, a lot of you guys always say, and rightfully so, I just don't believe the polls. There's no way that sleepy Joe Biden, for as bad as he's doing, that he has any real support in this country left. There ain't no way, okay? The polls are lying. Joe Biden's approval rating should be in the single digits, if not 0. And guys, I'm gonna tell you, I sympathize with you quite a bit because I do wonder myself, how in the world is there anybody in this country that still supports Joe Biden? Okay, I think it's impossible considering how he is a failure across the board. He's the worst president that we had since Jimmy Carter. And honestly, I mean, it really is doing a disservice to Jimmy Carter to even compare him to Joe Biden. Joe Biden may go down as the worst president in American history when it's all said and done. And that's not an exaggeration, right? That's not me trying to, you know, just whip up the crowd and then say, oh, Joe Biden's the worst president ever just because he's in office and I disagree with his policy. No. He actually might go down as one of the worst presidents ever. Okay, we have a crime crisis, a border crisis, inflation crisis, gas prices. We're an embarrassment on the world stage. Look what happened in Afghanistan. Look what's going on in Ukraine, Russia. This country is really headed to hell under Joe Biden. That is just the facts and the reality. And that is a reality that is really hard to ignore when you are a working class American, considering how we are taking the brunt of Joe Biden's bad policies. We are suffering the most, okay? However, if you are a blue check liberal elitist, apparently you really don't pay attention to what Joe Biden's doing in this country. Maybe you're not affected as much. And it seems like you definitely don't listen to what he has to say, which could explain Joe Biden's remaining support or alleged remaining support, as Lauren Boebert has essentially proven that Democrats, or at the very least blue check liberals, do not pay attention to anything that Joe Biden says, with this one epic tweet, right, that again reveals that they actually don't care or pay attention to anything that Joe Biden says. As she tweeted out, 2 words, let's go Brandon. Now, the genius behind this is absolutely amazing. I know that Lauren Boebert is not everybody's cup of tea, right? I understand that. However, you got to give credit where credit is due, okay? As a congresswoman who probably is not going to get too much legislative priorities accomplished because, I mean, she doesn't have any power. I mean, let's be real. This right here probably is the most effective thing she's done so far. Again, by showing the world that, again, Democrats don't actually care about what Joe Biden says, as leftists basically came out here and attacked Lauren Boebert as dumb and stupid for tweeting 2 words, let's go Brandon. Now, obviously, this is alluding to what Joe Biden said. He said 2 words, made in America. Made in America is 3 words, right? Even SNL picked up on it, right? Even the mainstream liberal media picked up on this and was like, yo, this guy's mentally deficient, right? Lauren Boebert, again, is alluding to that, making fun of Joe Biden for that. And she knew exactly the response that she was going to get, because the left, they have this thing, what particularly they do this to white people who don't go to college or that are from middle America, basically white working class people. This is what they do. They try to say that you're dumb, even though just because you don't have a college degree, that doesn't mean that you're dumb, right? Some of the smartest people in this country that actually really contribute to this country, to be quite honest with you, that built this country, that made this country what it is, they don't have a college education, right? Because they have real skills. You don't learn any real skills in college anymore. Take it from somebody with a college degree that I would have no issues setting on fire because it is a worthless piece of paper, okay? I did not learn the things that I've learned about life, politics, finance by college, right? Maybe I actually did learn finance stuff in college because that's basically what I went to school for, business, but most of it I learned on the job, right? I learned on the job. I learned from real life experiences that I had. Again, people that built this country, that make this country work, that make this country go, that are the backbone of this country, are not dumb because they may or may not have a college degree. In fact, they're actually smarter, right? When it comes to actual having real skills in life than a lot of these liberal elitists who did go to college, who are nothing but educated idiots. And quite honestly, I'm sick and tired of hearing this trope about middle class or middle America, white people who didn't go to college being stupid, right? I'm actually sick and tired of it. It actually really pisses me off when people say that because, again, going to college does not make you smart and it does not mean that you're educated. In this case, it definitely doesn't mean that you are more informed about the issues, right? And what the President of the United States is saying in his mental deficiencies than somebody who could be a non-college educated white middle-class worker who I guarantee you pay more attention to politics and what's going on and more informed and educated about what's going on than these people. And this tweet right here from Boebert proves it. As again, the left could not help but attack. Again, as you can see here, this person saying that's 3 words GED. Clearly, he doesn't know exactly what she's referencing because he's not paying attention. He's uninformed. We have a state senator that fell for this, Mr. Senator Gary Farmer, who says, let me, if I'm wrong, I think he means let me check, Scotty, but I'm sure that in addition to being absolutely inappropriate for a sitting member of Congress, it's 3 words, not 2. Joy Reid fell for this as well, too, because she's too busy on Ron DeSantis' jock, right, to pay attention to what Joe Biden's saying, you know, her Lord and Savior. Her daddy, like Ana Navarro said, she called Joe Biden daddy.
I can tell you that there's a time for politics and there's a time to get things solved. This is a time for solutions. Yeah. And yes, you need Daddy Biden to show up because he's the one that's got FEMA, he's the one that's got the big bucks, he's the one that's got the Army Corps of Engineers, and the people in Florida need help.
Yeah, Daddy Biden. Daddy Biden, okay, according to Ana Navarro. Apparently, again, the left, they're not listening to their daddy, right? As there was a whole mob of blue check idiots, uninformed idiots, that came out and attacked Lauren Boebert. Let's go through some of these responses, because it really does reveal that these people do live in an echo chamber, basically what they accused the right of. David Hogg says, 3 words, you're an idiot. Chip Franklin says, is Lauren Boebert dumb as dirt or just unable to count? Representative Weinstein says that's 3 words. George Takei says she can't count. John Cooper says Lauren Boebert just completely humiliated herself, tweeting 2 words, let's go Brandon. That's 3 words. She's such a freaking moron. Greg Wickhart says two words, God, you're dumb. Jay Arnold says alt math. Charles Johnson says how's it impossible for a human being to be this effing stupid? And the Humanist Report says, oh my effing God. So I wonder again, what would all these people say in response to Joe Biden's gaffe, right? The fact that he essentially said 2 words, made in America. Do they think that about Joe Biden? Do they have any response for Joe Biden in his gaffe? In fact, do they even know, right? Do they even know that Joe Biden made this same mistake? Because if they did, then they would have made these comments. But apparently they don't, because they don't pay attention to anything that Joe Biden does. They don't think that Joe Biden ruining this country is worth paying attention to. But what is worth paying attention to is everything that Trump says, right? Again, this is peak Trump derangement syndrome, guys. Trump derangement syndrome will make you not pay attention to the destruction of this country. The fact that the leader of this country clearly is mentally deficient, right? He's mentally deteriorating right before our eyes, okay? He needs to be in a nursing home Nope. Orange Man is much worse. Even though he's not in office, he does not have any real legitimate political power anymore. Nope, he's the biggest threat to our democracy, right? This is your brain on MSNBC. This is your brain on MSNBC. Again, I wonder, these people know about Kamala's gaffes? Probably not. Evidenced by people like Roland Martin, who pretends like he's ignorant on why people dislike Kamala, on the fact that people don't feel like she's qualified to be president. Again, if you listen to any of her speeches, anything she says, all the word solaces that she puts together on an almost daily basis, you would understand why Kamala is just not a very likable person. But apparently, because she's allegedly black and allegedly has a vagina, you're supposed to like her no matter what, or you're racist. Again, this is your brain on MSNBC. These people live in an echo chamber. They don't care about the things that Joe Biden says, right? They don't care enough to pay attention, or they are fully aware of what he said, but they just want to call Lauren Boebert dumb because she doesn't have a college degree. Again, as if having a college degree actually makes you smart. She was smart enough to fool you guys, right? She was smart enough to get elected. So again, clearly she's an intelligent person. But again, these people, right, who believe that a piece of paper grants them intelligence, apparently, again, aren't very smart and aren't very informed. And they are, in fact, truly living in an echo chamber, suffering from severe Trump derangement syndrome. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.